How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sue. Thank you so very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to get back to ALSTEWART, and this one's going to go out to my buddy Jason. And the song is called Roads to Moscow, and I don't know anything about this song. I've never heard it before, so this should be an absolute blast to check out. Before we get going though, if you are enjoying what I'm doing on the channel, you can really show me by subscribing to the channel. If you have not already done so, it really does help me to grow the channel. Also, if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up because that also helps. They're algorithm things and it gets my videos up to more people. All right, here we go. ALSTEWART. I'm not sure when this came out. I believe it came out sometime in the 70s, but I don't know for sure. And the song is called Roads to Moscow. Should be fun. Here we go. Dip there.
They crossed over the border the hour before dawn, moving in lines through the day. Most of our planes were destroyed on the ground where they lay, waiting for orders we held in the wood. Word from the front never came. By evening the sound of the gunfire was miles away. Softly we moved through the shadow, slip away through the trees, crossing their lines in the mists and the fields, on our hands and our knees. I know that I ever was able to see the fire in the air, glowing red, silhouetting the smoke on the breeze. All summer they drove us back through the Ukraine. Smolensk and Vyazma soon fell. By autumn we stood with our backs to the town of Orel. Closer and closer to Moscow they come, riding the wind like a bell. General Guderian stands at the crest of the hill. Winter brought with the rains, oceans of mud filled the roads, gluing the tracks of their tanks to the ground, while the sky filled with snow. I know that I ever was able to see the fire in the air, glowing red, silhouetting the snow on the breeze. In the footsteps of Napoleon, the shadow figures stagger through the winter, falling back before the gates of Moscow, standing in the wings like an avenger. And far away behind their lines, the partisans are stirring in the forest, coming unexpectedly upon their outposts, growing like a promise. You'll never know.
Okay, this is very interesting. So clearly this is about some kind of battle. Now they're talking about Moscow. They've mentioned the Ukraine. I don't know who it is that's attacking Moscow. I'm not too sure about that part. I haven't been able to figure that out so far. But it's interesting because as the song has gone on, it's a very storytelling song, which I always really like storytelling songs. Maybe this is a true story. I don't know. So if anybody wants to give me any information on that, please put it down in the comments and let me know. But as they were approaching, you could hear that bass line coming in with the choir kind of in the background doing the ah part and the tambourine, and then Al Stewart starts to sing over top of it and they get louder, and I think that's as that army is approaching Moscow. So that's a very cool way to do it. It's kind of like it's really generating a lot of kind of theatrics, you know. It's like the imminent threat, I guess, of somebody coming to attack them. Anyway, very interesting. I'm very, very interested to hear what the rest of this song is, to see if I can kind of figure out who's attacking them and maybe when this was in history. I don't know. Maybe it's not real. Maybe it's just made up. But I think there's got to be some realism to this song, because just, I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's actually a real story. Anyway, any information you could give me would be lovely. I'm just going to back it up a wee bit here.
In the footsteps of Napoleon, the shadow figures stagger through the winter, falling back before the gates of Moscow, standing in the wings like an avenger. And far away behind their lines, the partisans are stirring in the forest, coming unexpectedly upon their outposts, growing like a promise. You'll never know which way to turn, which way to look, you'll never see us. As we're stealing through the blackness of the night, you'll never know, you'll never hear us. And the evening sings in a voice of amber, the dawn is surely coming. The morning road leads to Stalingrad, and the sky is softly humming. Two broken tigers on fire in the night flicker their souls to the wind. We wait in the lines for the final approach to begin. It's been almost 4 years that I've carried a gun. At home it'll almost be spring. The flames of the tigers are lighting the road to Berlin.
Ah, okay.
On quickly we move through the ruins that bow to the ground.
Cool.
The old men and children they send out to face us, they can't slow us down. And all that I ever was able to see, the eyes of the city are opening now. It's the end of the dream.
Here we go again.
I'm coming home, now you can taste it in the wind, the war is over. And I listen to the clicking of the train wheels as we roll across the border. And now they ask me at the time that I was caught behind their lines and taken prisoner. They only held me for a day, a lucky break I say. They turn and listen closer. I'll never know why I was taken from the line and all the others, to board a special train and journey deep into the heart of Holy Russia. And it's cold and damp in the transit camp, and the air is still and sullen, and the pale sun of October whispers the snow will soon be coming. And I wonder when I'll be home again, and the morning answers never, and the evening sighs and the steely Russian skies go on forever.
Very cool. That was quite the story. Now, they had mentioned Berlin in in the part of the song about halfway through. So I'm wondering if it was one of the world wars, perhaps the Second World War, maybe when Germany was approaching Russia at that point. I think there was issues there around the snow in the winter, and it kind of defeated the Germans, I think. So I'm wondering if that is when the time period was, but I could be wrong. I still didn't really grasp it. If I hadn't heard the word Berlin, I don't know if I would have even come to that, because I just didn't really understand all of the details in that particular story. But I love at the beginning when they were playing that acoustic guitar, and it kind of sounded like a balalaika in parts of that song. At other times, I thought it kind of sounded a little bit like Spanish guitar, but it really had that balalaika sound with that very quick strumming stroke and a little bit more of a high pitch in some of the parts, which is very Russian. I was actually surprised that maybe they didn't use a balalaika in that particular part of the song. Like I said, I loved that deep bass that they were strumming with that chorus of the ahs. That was amazing. And the strings in this song were very cool as well. There were punches of little different things throughout the whole thing to kind of maybe add to the mood of what was happening. At least that was my interpretation. They definitely showcased some different parts, different sounds, I think maybe at different times during the battles, I guess, along the way. Thank you so much, Jason. That was just an absolute treat. It was just like, I love story songs, and I just wish I would know a little bit more of the background going into this. So maybe if I get some more information from you guys about what's actually happening and listen to it again, maybe I'll understand a little bit more. But just on a total vibe feel, I really enjoyed that. And Al Stewart has the coolest voice, especially for narrating a story song. It's just a really, really great, and I really like that a lot. If you'd like me to do more Al Stewart, please put it down in the comments. Maybe you can tell me your favorite song by Al Stewart, and I do my very best to get to as many of them as I can. And if you'd like to hear some other videos that I've done in the past, maybe reviews of or reactions to, just look up here at the end of this video and a couple will pop up. But if you're interested, you can check them out as well. Maybe they'll be Al Stewart songs. Who knows? Anyway, I think that wraps it up for the day. So everybody have a joyful day, and I will see you all again next time. Thank you so very much for stopping by. Bye-bye.